this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're doing angel cards. Angel cards. I love doing angel cards because not only for me, but for so many people, this really kind of gives us the insight into what our angels and guides really require us to know for that day. And so I do this every month. I love doing this. And not only is the astrology important because that's really telling you what's happening, but this is telling you, like, what do you need to know about what's happening? Like, what is the insight that you're going to bring into this, or what are the things that you are going to be really affected by? So for March 16th, we have so much going on. We have Mercury in Pisces squaring Mars in Gemini. We have Venus entering the sign of Taurus. We have Venus in Aquarius, in Aries, squaring Pluto in Capricorn. We have the Sun in Pisces squaring off against Mars in Gemini. And we have Mercury that actually moved into a different sign finally in Pisces, conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So we have, like, oh my gosh, like, we're talking like so much planetary energy like affecting us. Now, which one is going to affect you, or what do you really need to know about this? Here it is. The card I pulled out is Libra, and this is all about the balance and balancing. Some of these signs are these connections, and these astrology parts are really like, what do you have to know? What you need to know is you need to keep the balance, not tipping like too far to the crazy side, not tipping too far to the, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do side. This is a really great one to kind of keep your balance in what's going on around you. And balance is always a good thing, but keeping a good balance for you is really, really important. Let's go to March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. Boom. The card is the third house, and this is all about communication. Now, what they really want you to understand is how you think about this day. How do you think about March 17th? It's one of those, your words. Oh, everybody else is lucky and not me. Now you've just passed your luck on to someone else. It's one of those, I'm always lucky. Everything falls into place. Everything is like sunny side up for me. Boom, boom, boom. All of that good luck is coming at you. What are your words? What is your communication about the energy on this day? Because it is really, really important to understand the energy of this day is going to be affecting you. Not just today on March 17th, not just tomorrow on March 18th. It's affecting you for months and weeks and years down the road. That's how this energy is going to be affecting you. So it's really important. So let's talk about March 18th. And this is all about Aquarius. And this is the expansion. And this is kind of moving into a whole bunch of stuff. We've got a lot of planets kind of moving into the sign of Aries and kind of like pushing this. And this is the expansion and the growth of this. This is the expansion. Where are we expanding into? What are we going to be changing or modifying in our world? What are we willing to expand into? And there is a lot of good signs. There's a lot of good things going on. So this is really important. So let's go to March 19th. I got this one popping right here. March 19th is the North Node, and this is all about the future. March 19th is about the future. What are you willing to change about your future? What are you willing to kind of get into this energy? Now, we're kind of in that lull because we're just about to hit our spring equinox. We're just about to hit our sun moving into the sign of Aries, which kind of kicks all of that off. But it's like, what is the future? What is it that you want in your future? We're going back to March 17th. We're picking up that luck. Are we passing it by? Are we bringing it to us? What's your future? Where are you going to put this in at? So let's go into March 18th. March 18th is the conjunction, and this is about the alliance. This is kind of like, what are you bringing in? What are you aligning with? What side? Where are you going with all this? This is that energy of like, oh my gosh, of like, where are you going? What's coming up? Where are we going? What's moving into the next sign? This is going to be amazing. Now, March 21st, we have our spring equinox, you know what I'm saying? We're moving into the springtime, and this is the 11th house, and this is all about the community. And this is bringing in a great community, not only for you, but for me, but for everybody. It's one of those, what is the community that we're working in? What are the people in our, like, closest to us? I don't mean like your physical neighborhood. I mean like your community, your friends, your relatives that you talk to, your people that are on the same page with you. That's your community. That's the people that you really commune with. So what are you bringing into that energy, and what do you have to know about that? It's coming up. Let's see, March 22nd, we have the square, and this is all about tension. On the 21st, we're going to have some tension moving on. We've got some tension coming in, not necessarily bad, but just be ready for it. And this kind of comes in because we have a little asteroid series moving into retrograde in Virgo, and this is going to be bringing in the tension and that square of like that pushing that energy into a small space. And this is going to bring up kind of like a lack of routine, getting off your calendar, getting off your schedule for a period of time, and it could bring up a lot of anxiety as well. Let's go to March 23rd. We have the first house, and this is all about the arrival. How are we changing things that are arriving around us? What's coming in new? We just had our spring equinox. What are we coming into? Now, I will tell you also on the 23rd, we have like our little sneak peek of Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. It's going to be like this for a little bit, and then it's going to back up for a little bit, but it's kind of like, this is going to give us an idea of like what it's going to be like, kind of our little, what's coming up next for the next 20 years. I know. Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is going to make a lot of changes, and it's going to make a lot of changes for a long period of time. So let's move to March 24th. And this is all about Virgo, and this is all about digesting, kind of taking in those changes. What do we need to do differently? How do we need to look at the world differently? How do we need to make changes within us or around us to make this transition a little bit easier? It's one of those, Pluto is the lord of the underworld, and so if you've got things in the closet, bring them out, because if not, they're going to come out on their own. Those skeletons will be dancing out of the closet soon. So March 25th, we have the 9th house, and this is all about exploration, and this is a really good one. We have Mars entering the sign of Cancer, and that's going to be kind of giving us like this much more nurturing energy, aggressive nurturing, like action nurturing. Let's be in action to do this. Let's be in action about this. And this is going to be bringing in a little bit of tension possibly, but I will tell you, one of the things is how are you ready to make some changes? What are you ready to put into action? This is going to make some great changes for you. So next, let's see. Okay, let's see. We've got the 26th of March, and this one is literally popping out the side, so that's the one I'm picking. This is the South Node, and this is the past. What have we been dealing with in the past that we no longer want to put up with? What are those things that we're kind of like, let's send it on down the way. Let's let this energy go, and let's not hang on to it anymore. Let's let it go. Definitely. So that's kind of bringing in that energy of like, let's let this go, what's been in the past, let's move forward. And that's a great way to look at things, kind of like cutting things off and releasing them so you're not holding on to that old stale energy. Next, on March 27th, we have Mars, and this is all about being in motion and being in movement. This is all about kind of like what's coming up next for us. How are we going to make the changes for ourselves next? What do our angels and guides want us to know? That we got to be in motion. We got to go. We got to go. We got to make some changes. So let's go into March 28th. And this is all about Scorpio, and this is about the investigating part of it. Like, what do you want? Really think about that, because a lot of people are like, oh, I want $1 million, or oh, I want this, or I want 2 million, or I want 1 billion, or whatever it is. Really investigate, what do you really desire to bring into your life? What is that part that you really desire to bring into you? What is that? Think about that. Investigate that for you. Look into it. What do you want to bring in? So that's going to make some changes. So let's go to March 29th, and this is the deliberating, and this is discomfort. If a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to make any changes. I don't want to make any changes at all. I want to stay exactly where I'm at. I understand. But if you're not changing, if you're not upgrading your energy, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of in that old, nasty, dirty diaper, and you got to make some changes, because that old, nasty, dirty diaper that feels comfortable for a while is going to start bothering you after a little bit, and you're like, I'm out of here. I'm ready to make some changes. Let's move into March 30th. This is all about the ascendant, and this is the entrance. We are moving into spring. We are making some changes. We've got a lot of things that we've dealt with in March of just like crazy energy. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's shifting and changing and modifying, which is what our world is all about. Changes happen all the time. What is happening around you? And we're always moving that entrance. We're always kind of like, what's coming up next? How are we changing this next? How are we going into this next? Change, 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 change. If you're not ready for the next change, you're far back behind there. You got to start moving into changes. You've got to start moving into, what do you desire next in your life? What is it that you desire? Investigating that energy, like that Scorpio card said, bringing in that amazing, powerful energy for you. What do you want next in your life? I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.